AI app builders are amazing, right up until the first real person on your team has to use the thing. Lovable is one of the best examples of this right now. You can describe an idea, get a working app back incredibly fast, but if I'm building something I actually want to run part of my business on, the question changes. It's not just, can this generate an app? It is, can my team use this effectively and reliably? Can I control the data in a way that a non-technical person like myself can understand? Can different people see different things within the app correctly? That is the difference I want to test in this video. Lovable is very good at what it is built for, but I want to show you why Softr may be the better choice when the app needs to become a dependable internal tool for your business. I'll leave the Softr link in the description below if you want to try this for yourself. That way you can follow along with me in this video and check everything out as I'm showing it to you. So the test app is a content pipeline tool. I'm going to prompt both in Lovable and Softr so you guys can see the difference, and you can decide for yourself what's a better fit for you, but I'll help you see the differences between the two. Okay, so this is my Lovable account. I'm just going to go into this form field here and paste in a prompt, build an internal content pipeline app. I'm going to use this exact same prompt for both tools so you guys can see how the workflow is different for each. I also have some sample data we're going to use. If we go to databases here, I only have the option to add a Supabase organization here and integrate that. That's when things start getting a little bit scary if you're non-technical. You probably don't even have an account for this. So Lovable is not going to be able to take in our data from the beginning. They do have their own Lovable cloud, but it's not enabled yet, so we can't do anything there. So I'm going to send this off and we're going to let Lovable build our MVP prototype. Okay, so we've got some questions here and then we'll click submit. Okay, so it has enabled cloud here, so we should be able to add some data, I hope. So in this demo here, I expect Lovable to do well, right? It can build full stack apps. That's why people like it. You can move from idea to prototype extremely fast. But the question is, how well can I control permissions? And for the data that goes into the cloud, how easy is it for me to manipulate that myself? Is it overwhelming or intimidating? It's important that the tools I build enable me in my actual workflow and they work for me long term. Remember, I don't want to be a product manager of this new software. I just want a tool that works for me. So the Lovable version is finished generating here, and you can see the basics of the app that have been built. We've got our tasks. It's trying to load. I don't think there's anything in there, but we've got our sponsor video form. It looks pretty good. This is there's a little bug right there. Now, I'm not seeing any tasks or videos, right? I could probably go in here and ask the AI to do that, but I want to show you where it is that you would go to manage it. So if we click more, we go down to database, and then you can see what we have here. So you can see the table here or my user account that it created. And this is where you would manage this data. It's kind of hidden away in here, not the most convenient. This is why Softr is so valuable, and I cannot wait to show you guys this in a minute. But you can see there's no way for us to add in anything here and manage anything. There's also not an easy way for me to control permissions for accounts. I can just sit here and go back and forth with Lovable, using their credits up, trying to build this thing, and then I won't be able to manage it really well. And in this prototype version, I can't even add any tasks or videos. So what can I even do with this? I would need to go in here and continue working with Lovable until I got something that worked. I want a business tool I can shape visually, maintain with my team, and keep connected to the data underneath it. That's why I think Softr is a better fit. So let me show you guys how that works. So this is inside my Softr account, and I'm going to give it the exact same prompt. And you can see right here, we have the option front and center to connect your data. This is really important. We're able to select a database right here. I can click on Softr databases, and I've got the data I'm going to use already loaded into the databases here. Before I click this, I want to show you that. So if I go over to databases here, it's something that anybody can use. You can go through the different tabs here and you can see all the info and manipulate it just how you would in Excel or Google Sheets or anything else. This is huge. And to get this all in here, I just uploaded CSV files, all very familiar stuff. So we have app selected here, and it's going to use our data. Let's send that off, and let me show you guys the difference here from Lovable. So first off, we've got questions just like we saw in Lovable. I'm going to answer that question, and we'll do an overview dashboard. We'll let users log in with email, but we have some other options here, and I'll let it be invite only. We can choose how we want our app to be designed. I'm just going to do standard side and a bottom design for mobile, and we'll click continue. Now you're starting to see how things are different from Lovable here. We're choosing a design, so you can choose one that matches your brand. You can make small changes to the colors and things later, but we're just going to choose one we like. I'm going to go with concrete, and I'm going to click create. Okay, so it's finished working. That was way quicker than Lovable, to be honest. We can click try it live, and it will open the app up for us in a new tab. So you can see what it's built. It actually has the data that we gave it in the database. So you can see all the information about the videos that this agency is working on. I have the option to add a video. I have Ask AI built in, so I can ask questions about my database and what's going on inside the app. I can review submissions. Now, in addition to that, I have a content pipeline form that is built into Softr here. And if I go to that form, I can just type in my info here, and I can submit this as a sponsor request. And then if I go back to the app we just built, you can see under sponsor submissions at the bottom here, we have this test submission that I just added as a brand. So the brands can submit here, and it goes into my team's system. And that form lives inside Softr. So it's right here, and it's connected to our content pipeline, and you can see the database that we used right here. And so all of this is inside one app, and you can use this to simply build software solutions for your business in just a few clicks. And none of it was confusing or scary. If you're not technical, you don't have to know how to code. Creating the form is really easy too. It's just like what you would expect. You can go in here to the steps, and you can add and reorder and rewrite the different things. You just have to connect it to the right database. Okay, now the next big thing is permissions. So this is so easy, guys. I went into user groups, and I created team members, and then I added Test Joseph, his other account, to that user group, and then I added a data restriction. So I just went in here, and I said that team members can't view submissions. So in my view as the owner, the admin, I can see the submission requests here, but I don't want my team members deciding which videos to do in this example. So if we go over to the Test Joseph account, we can see their view, and it doesn't load the sponsor submissions. This is a page that they're not going to have access to. That data stays private for me, and then when I choose to add a submission into an active video project, they're able to still see that information. They can open up that project and see everything that they need. And I did that all in just a few clicks, and I could see it and know that it's all set up correctly, managed correctly, and that everything was actually secure because Softr is handling that. Nothing has been vibe coded, right? It's all very reliable. Now, one more thing I want to show you guys is the workflow feature. So you can go in here and actually build custom workflows that integrate with your forms and your databases. For example, if you wanted to, you could have the brand's URL be summarized, and then that could go into your app if you wanted it to. That way, when I review these sponsor submissions, I can see information about the brand. So I could go in here and do that in a few clicks, and it would just take the form information, summarize it, and then add it to the database, which is really convenient and just one more way that you can create automations that are going to streamline your business, all within the same tool. So Lovable is stronger when I want a really custom app or product prototype that I want to spend a lot of time in and want to continuously be building on. Softr is way stronger when I want a business system with structured data, user access, and workflows that a non-technical team can understand and keep improving and managing. For this content pipeline example, that difference really mattered. I did not just need a nice interface, I needed a place for that work to live that I can really understand. I need my team to have different views, and I need brands to be able to submit information without having to join the app and do all that stuff. And the most impressive part is that it all just works in a couple prompts. So my answer is not that Softr replaces Lovable, for every use case. Lovable is a great tool, but if the goal is to build an internal tool, a dashboard, a CRM, any kind of operations app around structured data within my business, Softr is definitely the first option that I would reach for. If you want to try it, use the link in the description below. And if you want more videos on AI tools that are actually useful, check out these that I've made. Like this video if you thought it was helpful and if you want to see more videos about Softr, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.